Welcome to the Motorhome and Caravan Show with your hosts, Shane Malpass and Jason the Motorhome Man Reynolds.
First of all, it couldn't be your fault. When this life of mine will fall, it will always be my fault. Trying to throw this shade on me, like they all hate on me. Don't bring that rage on me. Why they throwing shade on me, like they ashamed of me? I thought, what age are we? It's warm outside, and we all want shine. Bet you nobody in the city could stay in the crib this time. Whoa, got pics on the way like a vacay. Shoot photo with the AK. Got friends by my side, trying to have a great day. Then I wonder why they throw shades. Yeah, but it's all on me. Let them roam free like a European. Yeah, see me pick up the phone like I'm trying to haul a home, starting to act like E.T. Yeah, rock them shades, now they can't see me. Trying to run away, but I'm not speedy. Need no fake, I just want what's real, and I ride that way till I'm free. Yeah, this shade on me, like they all hate on me. Don't bring that rage on me. No rage.
Evening.
Good evening. Good day.
Yeah. Good day. Yes, Chris Lee. I am sticking with that awful music again. Evening night, Ivan Sackwell. Evening Toby the Camper Van. Evening Volkswagen Avengers, Elizabeth, Phil and Lisa. Evening Steve Edwards. Evening Russ Finn. Evening Leah Lonnie. Evening everybody. Oh.
You've been watching the F1 by any chance, or the racing, or something?
Yeah. Yes. Huge congratulations to Lewis Hamilton. Perhaps he might get a little bit of appreciation, mate, now, to be honest with you. Outstanding race he did today.
Yeah, you're telling me about it. I watched the highlights a few minutes ago. But, yeah, he's very split in who likes him and who doesn't. But
he turned his intermediate tyres into slicks.
Yeah.
Every week he does it.
Very slick that was, wasn't it?
Very, very. Yeah, are you on holiday?
I'm in the Blue Mountains in Australia.
Oh, why Australia?
Because I'm a week behind and I never realised that they're in Wales.
So we've got a nice have a celebrity theme tonight, then, have we?
And next week.
When next week? Oh. Right, so evening tonight, we're going to look at motorhome beds. I never knew there were so many different motorhome beds, Shane.
No, when we sat there counting them the other day, how many is it? 12 total?
There was a few, mate. There was a few.
Yeah.
It definitely was. We're going to have a look at all the different styles of beds, how they started off with the beds, and then how they've moved up and how they got to where they are, haven't we?
Yes.
Yep. Mark, have caravans got too expensive? There's a debate, isn't it? I don't want to come on. I see you putting a Christmas tree.
Well, it's the debate at the minute, isn't it?
Right, I got it. I think I feel as though I've been stitched up here.
Why?
Right. Have you been on Amazon, you pair, just lately?
No. Not for a couple of hours, anyway.
You've been buying green screens, haven't you?
You saw the setup and the mess that is in this room. I never realised it was going to take an hour and a bit to set this all up.
So I've got you in Australia. I've got you in a scenic surrounding with a Christmas tree. And I've just got a wall.
You got a radiator.
So last year, that is.
You never told me.
We did.
You didn't tell me you were going to buy a green screen.
We did. You just weren't listening again, was you?
To be fair, you are so show 28, aren't you, Jason?
You got a couple of videos today. Have caravans gone far too expensive?
Yeah, well, there's we did mid to late 30s on new vans, and we've gone over £40,000 now. I thought caravanning was supposed to be cheap family holidays, and we're now looking at over £40,000. We're into motorhome territory, and it's, do we need this level of excess? And it'd be interesting to hear from people in the comments, actually. Is it worth it? Is a caravan worth 40,000 pound for a new one?
And you've got
It's
the
really
giveaway.
worth it.
You've got the giveaway tonight, haven't you?
Yeah, that'll be coming later.
With a
Don't
question.
ruin it yet. With a question.
That leads into next week's show.
That leads into, yeah. Which all will become revealed.
Yeah, I'm just shaking my head to that comment below. It's a green screen.
It's a green screen, folks. He's got a green screen.
Imagine what a bit of technology can do.
And when the next video comes on, I'll have ordered my green screen.
Yeah.
I bet you can't have it delivered by the end of the show.
You never know with Amazon. John, I'm interested tonight with John. He's doing dark sides. What is a dark side? Is the caravan side? Is the motorhome side? Is the site you can go at night? What is a dark side? I don't like your green screen.
Well, it's natural.
Is a dark side what you was telling me about the other day, John and Mark? Or is that a different dark side?
Best not to go there.
Yeah, let's not go there. Just you hang fire. You wait until my little section comes up, and then you might learn a little something. You might not, but
purposely tonight, John, not watched your videos because I'm really intrigued with this dark side.
I gotta be honest. It's been really interesting, sort of researching this one. So yeah, hopefully you'll find it interesting.
Right. Okay. News. Anybody got any news? Because I've got a bit of news.
I have got some news.
Okay. Do you want to go first, Shane?
I can go first. I'm trying to work out where we can. Yeah, there we go. Let me sort my laptop out. Right. Okay. So first bit of news. Now, credit where credit's due. Have you heard of Well House Leisure?
Yeah.
Your camper vans. He donated a £49,000 camper van to children in need.
Good
Fair
going.
play. Fair play. Let's give a shout out to Well House Leisure.
Yep.
Fair play.
Yeah. Next little bit for you campers out there. The National Camping Show is to be held at Stoneleigh Park in Warwickshire.
Ooh.
18th to the 21st of March. You've got people like, or companies like Van Gogh, Camper, Coleman, Camping Gas, Regatta, and more to be announced.
Okay.
So I'm guessing that's going to be an outdoor show, so that'll be interesting. And then my final bit of news is there's been a bit of talk about vehicle excise duty recently going up.
That's my news.
Not anymore. The government have backed down from the latest motorhome tax hike, which could have been a graduated VED system. Sounds like a disease.
Yeah, so motorhomes have been taxed as in the PLG class, aren't they?
Yes.
Yeah. So registrations, they were 71% up on motorhomes in July. They were 41% up in August and 55% up in September. You wouldn't know because you're in Australia.
It's good over here as well. Down here, sorry, down here.
Right, what we're moving on to?
You tell me. Right, we'll keep these two out in a bit.
Bye.
We've got Motorhome Layouts. Is that what we're starting with?
Are we not doing a dealer update?
Oh, we can do a dealer update.
Dealer update. We're going to do a dealer update every week of what stock is actually out there.
Now, Mark, if you've done any research on this, just add yourself back in.
Yes.
Okay, that's fine. Let's add him back in then. Oh, no, he's back in. Hello.
Hello again.
Right. So I'll start with motorhomes. So Auto Trader, the figures have gone up quite considerably these last couple of weeks. I think it's because there's a lot more new stuff becoming available in the near future. It's not necessarily stuff that's available now, but could be. So even though it went down below 4,500 motorhomes available, it's gone up to 5,382.
Is that used?
That's total.
That's total.
Used is 4,041. New is 1,361. So I can imagine that's gone up massively. I mean, if you have a look at newly listed on Auto Trader, you've just got some dealers that have put like 100 stock photos of a new motorhome on. So it's a bit false in a way. Well, there we go. 362 of them are private adverts, which that has gone up.
Okay. And you've gone across the forecourts, have you?
I will do in a minute. Let's go on to Mark.
Yeah, so Caravans, we've got at the moment 1,421 new and used. That's dealers, private, as a complete collective. And again, there's a lot of new that's hitting out there at the moment. But I think the other thing that's happening is there's quite a few dealers that are still keeping a lot of sold stock advertised because they've not got sale stock to advertise. So it's a difficult one to get exact figures, and unless you sort of sit there and go through everybody's website and look at every individual one, it's difficult to get real true figures, in all honesty.
What was the used?
I didn't actually do a breakdown of new and used. I was waiting for a better data from Auto Trader, actually, and that should have come through on Friday, and it never came through. But that's a total. So that is a total of touring caravans, new and used, private dealers. So it's not a lot, and that's throughout the country, 1,421.
So we're going to monitor this every week, aren't we?
Yes.
Yeah. We should next week. We should have a bit of data going back just before lockdown. So it'll be interesting to see what has happened since just before lockdown, over lockdown, and obviously to where we are today, with the amount of stock that's out there and has been out there. So, which I think we know how it's going to look.
Yeah. So I mean, just to go back to the dealers, there's three main dealers I'm just going to pick out for this week. One is Wellsbridge. They are based in Peterborough, quite a big used dealer. They're only used. They normally like to average probably getting on for 80 in stock, and they're down to 34. So they're building up slowly because they were down to the teens.
Right.
They've got that one. We've got Brown Hills, UK's largest motorhome dealer.
Yeah. How many branches?
They've only got one.
Right.
But they're a big dealer. Monumental numbers of motorhomes sold. They've got 16 in stock.
Used?
Yes.
That's frightening.
Spinney, have they got 3 branches, Mark?
They've got 2. They've got 2 branches.
They've got 33 used.
That sounds as though they're up.
Well, that's only 16.5 per branch. It ain't much.
No.
And so on. So they're building up slowly. They're a little bit better, but it'll take them a long time to get back to the stock levels they want to be at, which means that the prices will stay up. That's the main reason.
They're not coming down, are they?
No, everybody.
Prices aren't coming down.
No, everybody I spoke to over the last couple of weeks, they are buying as heavy as they can.
Okay.
Same with the caravans. So we've got Caravans and Motorhomes, which is Swindon, Oxford, and Reading. Between their 3 sites, they've got 47 between the 3 sites. So again, about 15 used caravans each.
This is just caravans, isn't it?
This is just caravans. Spinney on the caravan side, they've got about 16 at each dealer. Again on the caravan side. And then the caravan company, Andrew Scott, is probably one of the biggest used dealers in the UK. They're showing as 162 over the 2 branches, which is about 80, but there's a hell of a lot of sold stock on there. It's all used, but there's a hell of a lot of sold on there. So it's, again, difficult to get true figures. But I would imagine that Andrew's been selling a fair bit of stuff. So I wouldn't be surprised if there was only down to 40 each branch, and they've normally got getting on for 200 between the 2. So
yeah, he does carry out a lot of stock, doesn't he?
Yeah.
So we're probably getting a false reading of them, really, aren't we?
Yeah, it's a difficult one.
Yeah. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see these numbers each week if we can get them onto the graph, and we can see where the market's heading, can't we, on stock wise?
Yes.
So yeah. Okay, see you in a minute, Mark.
See you in a bit.
So don't forget, Mark's giving away a giveaway with a question that leads into next week's show. And I really don't know what's happening next week. Well, I do. Motorhome Beds, Shane. We had a chat about Motorhome Beds and the evolution of Motorhome Beds, didn't we?
Yes. Because there's a lot of them. More than people realise, probably. which if you're a newbie, which is a lot of newbies this year, it'll be a bit of a minefield because you can't get to see them as well.
We had to do 4 videos of this, didn't we?
We did do, yes.
Yeah, so we'll do the first 2 now and do the other 2 later, shall we?
Yep. See you shortly.
Okay, mate.
So this week we're talking bed layouts, and we're going to go from oldest to newest because there has been a bit of an evolution with beds. Most of them were based on the Caravans, and this is no different with this Auto Trail. Auto Trail and Auto Sleeper are classics for doing the front bench seats. So what have we got? We've got 2 inward facing seats with backrests. Nice and easy with these. These are nice and flat, by the way, so they do make quite a comfy bed. And what we've got is the middle sections pull out, one either side, the meat in the middle. Now, a good salesman will make this nice and easy, or look nice and easy. I'm not saying I'm a good or bad salesman, but I'll do my best. So this is the tricky one here. Now, excuse a bit of heavy breathing here while I try and force one into place. There we go, that's nice and easy. And there we have bed layout number 1 of 12, the bench seats. So the next one we have, which is another classic layout, is the U-shaped rear. Often seen on the Auto Sleepers and so on, but this one is in a Roller Team Auto Roller 746. This is a nice big 6-berth. So a bit like the bench seats, it does make up. We have got this handle at the back, slats that come out. I know this is not going to be the most glamorous of positions here. Now, if you want to see a funny video, I'm going to try and find it, but one of Mark, showing how quick he can make the beds up. One of the funniest videos I've seen. Benches go straight in the middle again. This is easier just to lie on. Straight in the middle. Look at this. And then the third and final of this one is the overcab double bed. I've got to admit, on this roller team, it is bloody big compared to what some of the old ones were. Some of them are just a very small double bed. But yeah, this is a great size double bed. Nice for storage. You don't see them as often as you used to now because they've gone down to the drop down beds, but a great use of storage and a great place to kick the kids into.
Now,
You've missed a bed out there.
what have I missed out?
You've missed an early bed out. You got the bed seat bed, you got the U-shaped round bed, you missed another bed out from the early ones.
Just very quickly, just to interrupt you, I just need to play this.
So I'm going to put it back together. We'll do the challenge. Oh no, it's all fell to pieces. Should we edit this bit out?
Just pull it back to where it was and then push it back in, and then we can crop it and push it. Oh, it's
Still
going to...
videoing.
Yeah.
I'd leave it down.
Okay then.
Right, I fixed it.
Oh, I'll never get bored of that.
Can I? I've just seen a comment come on Zoom Wheels Brian. Last comment. My note was gone last week when I said I brought in the 696 and never got a response from you boys. Shane, give him a response, mate.
Now, I'm assuming this is going to be a Swift Escape of some sort, 696. If it is, yeah, I think they did them up to about 2016, started them about 2009, 2010. But Swifts are just a long-standing, Severo 796. Okay. I think we did mention this last week, briefly.
Yeah, I think we did.
We did do, yeah. We definitely did. So I can remember researching it to talk about it and just make sure I was talking about the right one. But
well, let's give him some credit. Let's tell him about his motor.
Okay, so there's Veros. They're a budget van. Is that the best way to put it? But they're a very good budget van.
Entry level.
Yeah, that's right. That's the best way to put it. But they just do everything right. You know, they're great value for money. You don't tend to drop much in money. I think they're just under £50,000 from new. I can't really think of another coach-built motorhome like that you can actually buy for that sort of money. There's not money around at all.
Yeah, they are actually quite a nice van, mate, to be honest with you. They've come a long way.
Yeah, I've just bought a 747, I think. No, 746. And I just can't fault it. It does everything right.
Anyway, you missed a bed out.
What bed did I miss out?
Overhead beds, are they suitable for kids or are they okay for 2 adults, Shane?
I'll check your book for payload on that, or for weight limits. But I've got to admit, that roller team that I was in then, that was probably one of the biggest overcab beds that I've seen. But if you go to some of your older Eldises and so on, they are very tight up there, aren't they?
I think the majority are, though, okay for adults, mate.
They're okay for adults, yeah. They just might be a bit tight.
Yeah.
Especially when you've got to climb over each other.
Right, let's see which bed you missed out.
Okay. You want me to press that, don't you?
Well, obviously.
So one bed you did forget, Shane, which was in a lot of the earlier vans, was the dinette bed. So we've obviously got a forward-facing seats here, and also seats here, which makes the dinette. And then what we can do then is we can make this up into a bed. We've got our dinette table, and then sometimes you will have roll-out slats there to make up the bed. But with this one, you just get the table, and there's our bed, and then all the cushions go across to make up your double bed. So then as beds, fixed beds start to come onto the market in the motorhomes, the first real fixed bed was the French bed, where it's at the back, normally next to the washroom, and then it does slightly cut off towards the end of the bed. Now the drop down bed is pretty much in all the A classes, and I think it was Heimer who pretty much did the drop down bed first. So let's have a look at the drop down bed. Now the drop down bed, with it being an A class and you've got such a big cab area, the drop down bed in the A classes just gives you so much room. Just look at the size of that bed. And then what was also started in a lot of the early vans, I think it was CI, is the bunk beds. So you've got your 2 bunk beds there, and then normally you will have a dinette here, so it makes a perfect family motorhome.
You missed the dinette out, didn't you?
Did, yes. I did. Yeah, it's an interesting point about the bunks. CI probably the first one to do them. I'm struggling to think of anything before the 656.
What's CI wanted?
Yeah, I've got one at the moment.
Zoom Wheels Brian, yes, you have done the right thing. You brought a good van, mate. Don't worry about it.
I mean, Brian, the other thing you have done with that is you will lose very little money on that compared to a lot of models. Because the low price in the first place, they just don't drop very much. So it's a good investment.
Depends what he's brought. He's brought it for, though, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Like anything else.
Yep, very true.
Yeah. Right, so we've covered half the beds, haven't we?
Half the bed, yes.
Only half the beds. So let's move on to some caravans. Have caravans got too expensive? Only Mark can tell us.
Good day.
Good day, mate. No, we're Welsh now. Hello, Will.
Who do you think you are, Doctor Who?
I'm in a secret location.
You're a Dalmatian?
Yeah.
What do you think? What do you think to my video, Mark?
Idiot. Those beds are a nightmare to make up.
I'll be honest with you, Mark.
And I failed.
Mark, I'll be honest with you. Making that dinette, it took me ages.
I know. You know when I was looking about what the beds that I had, I was sat there thinking, yeah, I've got the good hand here.
I didn't see that coming at all.
I might even chop it up actually and show you what happened last week, this week when I did it.
on yours.
Yeah, and also the
you
drop down
could-
bed on the Army. I forgot about the seatbelt.
Oh. How long did it take you?
Doesn't take me long, mate. It never does.
Swift put a recall on the drop down beds. And I don't know if you've ever seen one, Jason, but they've got like 2 latches that just go over.
Were they the electric ones?
No, they're just the button press drop down, but they got 2 safety things because I think one fell on somebody's head. So let's put it like this. It was so much of a recall that they came out to fit these latches. You didn't have to take it back in.
Did they not do the electric ones and then stop doing them because of the wiring? And that's when they went on to the press ones. I swear, mate, they did the electric ones and they only did them for a year odd and they had a problem with the wiring on it.
Possibly so.
And that's why they moved on then to the press ones and you drop them down. I swear they did.
Yeah. So yeah, after having half a dozen without the press buttons at the end and not realising that they're there, you don't half lose your rag, as you can imagine.
Mark, I want to know about caravans. Are they too expensive?
Yeah. So first one, we're going to see a good price range van, not over the top, not any silly things on it, and a proper caravan, a proper good little caravan. So yeah, roll VT. Let's have a look at it.
This week we're looking at a little small van and we're going to look at a bigger van. So first up we've got the Bailey Pursuit 402. 1,090 kilograms maximum, so a real little lightweight van, compact van. So let's have a look inside and see what it's like. What an absolute little cracker. As I say, 1,090 kilograms, so it's a lightweight 2-berth. We've just got the seating area at the front, which this makes into a double bed, or we can use it as 2 single beds. They are a good size, this. We've got the little fold-up table, so what more do we need? We've got the little kitchen area, so we've got full fridge, works 3-way, hot and cold water. We've got our 3-burner hob, and then our grill and oven combined, so we've not took up extra space. Got the microwave, and again, huge, absolutely huge amounts of storage in this. And then at the back, you know I like a nice little washroom. Absolutely loads of room in there. So it's 2017, so we get the nice big sunroof in the front here which lets in loads of light. And again, if you're looking for something a bit smaller, you don't want it too heavy, you just want to go a bit wild camping now and again, this has got absolutely everything that you're going to need. And sometimes I think we can go a little bit too far. We want all the big plush things, we want a big huge van. If it was just 2 of us, this would be ample. This is plenty, to be fair. So what more do you need?
Now, the big question I need to ask about this video, and Mike Reed also wants to know as well. Mark dyed his hair.
I think I can cut it then. It's cut now. That was all me, that was. Natural. Natural. All me. Yeah. Anyway, Shane's arrived now.
Hi, I'm back in.
Oh, you cut the plane, have you?
I have, look.
Yeah.
Lovely castle behind me.
Aren't you isolated?
Isolating.
Never mind.
Of course I am.
Just
So,
a
yeah,
quick
little
shout-
cracking
just sorry,
little
Mark Lee's just shouted up, evening guys, home from a long day and soaking in the bath. Lee's not on tonight, ask Lee. More importantly than doing the show, he's been to take his son. He's gone back into the army. So a big shout out to Lee, big shout out to his son. Yeah, so that's why Lee's not on tonight. So tell me about this caravan. Is it expensive?
Just under £12,000 that was, 2017. Got everything that you needed, no excess, 1,090 kilograms. What more do you need? And then obviously they do bigger versions of that. They do similar models and what have you. And it's what you've got: CD radio in there, your fridge freezer, 3-way fridge, smaller hob grill, oven, microwave, good little kitchen area, washroom, shower. What more do you need? Yes, Mr. Reynolds, it certainly is.
So, I take it you've shown us a nice van, and a little bit later you're going to show us a van from the extreme, haven't you?
Just a bit over the top, yeah.
And then after John is going to show, which I'm looking forward to here, about dark sites. After John's shown us about dark sites, you're going to announce the giveaway, aren't you?
I certainly am, with a question.
Okay. We'll see you in a minute.
See you in a bit.
Right, John, I'm really interested in what this dark site is. Is it the castle where Shane is?
No, but that does look quite dark.
Is it the campsite?
No, but there are campsites around him.
Okay.
Him?
Right.
Tell me about dark sites, John.
I will queue up the video now, and you can watch and hopefully learn something. In this week's episode, we take a look at 4 internationally recognised dark sky areas in the UK. As of February 2020, there are over 130 certified international dark sky places in the world. The UK has some of the largest areas of dark sky locations in Europe, and you can find dark skies near where you live. Our first dark sky location is Wimbleball Lake, Exmoor. There's plenty of walks and cycle paths on the 530-acre site, plus it offers a fantastic range of water sports and other activities on the lake. Pay a visit after dark and look up at the sky. Located within Europe's first international dark sky reserve, it's the perfect place for stargazing. As we leave Wimbleball, we head north to Snowdonia National Park. Pop into one of the National Park's information centres where you can get information on local events and attractions. Snowdonia National Park is the second area in Wales to be designated as an international dark sky reserve. On a clear night you can see the Milky Way, all the major constellations, nebulous, which is bright clouds of gas and dust, plus shooting stars. Next, we head to the Galway Glens. There are 3 visitor centres where you can start exploring from. Chatting Shores Visitor Centre is one of a small selection of forest car parks trailing overnight stays for motorhomes and campervans. It's a great base to explore the local area, including the Merrick Trail, where you can see the granite stone that Robert the Bruce is said to have rested. Of course, as dusk descends over the lake, it's a brilliant place to enjoy the night sky. Finally, we head to Northumberland and Kilda Forest Park, where we find the Kilda Observatory. Opened in 2008, it offers visitors a unique stargazing experience and is located in the largest gold tier dark sky park in Europe. Various events are held at the observatory throughout the year, and if you're lucky, You may even see the northern lights.
Space fascinates me, John.
Mate, honestly, it's one of those things. It's one thing that I've wanted to do specifically, go away to a dark site zone. And there are plenty around the UK, but there are only a handful that are designated as international dark sky zones.
Just hang on. What is designated and what are the rules? Can you not build there, or what? Just explain to me.
So what it has, it has restrictions on building in the area and the amount of light pollution that it can have. So on the international designated, the top tier ones, there's only about 12 sites in the UK. 12 sites in the whole world. Now in the UK, if I just bring this map up. There are about 4 or 5 international dark site zones. Now, they're on the little key is the green blob in the pinprick, and there's only, like I say, there's only about 4 or 5 in the UK. Now, there are a load of other sites all around the UK that you can still see the stars and the constellations, and it's fascinating to think that you can go in your motorhome or your camper van or even in your caravan, but then off in your car to an area that is so dark, given that there's no clouds, that you can actually see it. Now, we did one.
You didn't have to get around there, Shane.
I was going to say,
it's either gone green on this one. I'm not sure on this one.
You see what I got to put up with. But mate, no, listen, there's I think looking at that video, there's sites around the UK, no matter where you live, that you can get out to at night and on a clear night. And we're coming into the right period now, the right time of year to be able to get out, clear skies. It's getting colder. The weather's changing. We're not getting so much cloud and rain. And once we're out of lockdown and you can get back out again, then some of these sites, it's certainly worthwhile looking to go and have a look at and just enjoy the amazing views that we have in the UK.
Oh, mate, it hurts my head, space does, because I can't get my head around infinity.
Yeah, it's a big number.
Do you ever watch the International Space Station come over?
Yes, yeah. So on first lockdown, like many others, there was a chap on Twitter who was posting up the flight times of the International Space Station. Yeah, but also, did you ever see? I can't remember what it's called. It's like a chain of satellites.
It was basically what it was. It was SpaceX.
Yeah.
SpaceX was sending up, I think they're sending up 800 satellites.
Yeah.
And what they're going to do is they're going to blanket the world for internet.
Yeah, so, it's a shame, really. It's going to ruin the night sky for everybody. But
can I let you a little confession about the International Space Station?
Go on, eh?
I used to get the kids for years on that. You know, I used to say to Santa.
We still do. Here he comes. They were like, "Why are you not dropping the presents off now?" Oh no, he's busy. He's en route.
Did you actually see the SpaceX rocket go over?
Yes.
Now, now, I watched that live take off, matey. Now, don't quote me on the figures here. It took off at 7:30, right? It came over England at about 7:47.
Yeah, it was like 20 minutes later or something like that. Yeah,
that's some power.
Yes. Yeah,
and it was quite amazing to watch, actually.
I mean,
and then when it went dark, you then got the satellites coming off because they were going out the spaceship. They were following one another, then they were slowly separating.
Yeah, it's amazing to be able to, like say, get in that night sky and have a look around. And like say,
you really don't realise how bright that night sky is.
Unless where were we? We were in Cornwall 4 or 5 years ago, and we didn't have a caravan then, and we were staying in a cottage with some friends, and we basically took it in turns for the adults to go out for an evening meal one night. And me and Sarah went out for a meal, came back, and we were staying at this cottage. And we got out of the car, and I looked up and I said, Sarah, look up. And she went, oh my God, I've never seen anything like it. It just popped. And if you've never experienced that, because where we live and generally the population, the towns and the cities that we live in, the light pollution is too great. You can't get a good view of the stars and the solar system. You visit one of these sites on a clear evening, it will blow your mind. It really will.
How much fun do you have lying on the grass outside when there's an asteroid belt coming out? It's brilliant, isn't it?
It is. It's like summer days, isn't it? Sitting in the garden, looking at clouds.
We've got a great country.
Yeah, we have. I mean, like I say, I mean, look at this. I mean, that is what you can see with your naked eye. It's the Milky Way. That's our solar system. It's amazing. Here's another view of it. Look at it. And that's our UK. That is our countryside that you can get out to and you can visit.
You just don't, like I said, you just don't realise that most people will never have seen that sky before.
No.
And it won't believe how many there is and how bright they are. It is mind-blowing.
It is. I mean, the thing that I would love to see personally is the Northern Lights. And I'm not going to say Aurora Borealis. I think that's the correct way of saying it. But again, this is over the Kilda Observatory. That's Northumberland. And you're seeing the Northern Lights. There's another picture. Look at that. I mean, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's a goal of mine I want to go and see.
Yeah.
And it's on our doorstep, John, isn't it?
Exactly. And I think that's the thing. I mean, the sites that I've looked at, I mean, if we just rewind back to the video bit of the section, there was Wimble Lake, and this is, like I say, this based in southwest UK. So what I've done is I've circled where Wimble Lake is, and here's a selection of campsites around it, and there's one sort of slap bang right next to it. So there's plenty of areas for you to be able to stay. And we go up to Snowdonia, so North Wales. It's the same again. Look, there's plenty of sites for you to choose from to be able to go and then visit the attraction. Chattering Shore. Chattering Shore Visitor Centre, Galway. There's not so many sites actually right by it, but there's still a good number around the location. And then Kilda, there's a number of sites actually right near the observatory. In fact, there's one campsite, I think it's called Kilda Campsite. It is they run events there where they just do stargazing. So the people that are on site, whether they're campervans, motorhomes, caravans, they're stargazers, proper stargazers through certain times of the year. It's an amazing place.
I tell you what, John, since we tried this new segment out of showing different parts of the country, you've opened my eyes for places to go to. Don't you think, Shane?
Definitely, yeah. I never realised there was them over here, to be fair. I mean, when I was talking about when I saw the sky, it was in the middle of the desert in America, where there was nothing around for miles, so you can imagine what it was like there. But I never realised there was as many places over here as there is.
Yeah, for most of us, within a couple of hours drive, you could go to a dark site zone, spend the day there, stay into the evening. In fact, that the one at Chattering Shore Visitor Centre, so Galway, I did put it in the video, but they're trialling a select number of parking forestry run car parks that allow you to camp overnight in your motorhome or camper van. So you're in the ideal place. All you need to do is pick a weekend where it's going to be clear. You can camp cheaply in your van. There are a few regulations you got to adhere to, but happy days. It's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant.
All right then, John. We'll see you in a bit, mate.
See you in a bit. Cheers.
I tell you what, you showed us some really good places, mate, and we might be in lockdown, but there's some places to put on the list, isn't there?
I'm really appreciating that one, actually. I never realised there was that around.
So, If you want to see, if you go to the Motorhome and Caravan Show YouTube channel, we put all the live shows on. But what we've started to do, as from next week, we're cutting up the show so you can actually go and see different sites that John's done. We're cutting them up into 5 or 10 minute segments, so you haven't got to watch us all the way through. You can see the different reviews, you can see the caravan reviews, you can see Ask Lee and all the little bit of different sections. So that's at the Motorhome and Caravan Show YouTube channel, and then you can see all the different places that John's picked out for us for when we actually get back to a bit of normality, eh, Shane?
Yep, makes sense.
Are we ready for the giveaway? Oh, you've moved, haven't you?
Yes, I've moved.
Oh, you know the job, are you?
Yeah. I'm going to do this, and I think there's some questions. There's a couple of questions that we could have done with doing as well, but I'll get this out there first.
What are the questions up first, mate? Let's get the questions up.
Go on. Yeah. I think we've got Anthony Adams had asked a question about his. I'll pop this up. His previous question was that his friends got it plugged into the mains, and only the microwave and
it's working, but nothing else.
Yeah. So
the signal's probably back down in the jungle there, Mark.
Yeah.
We'll answer it then.
Right. So yeah, it sounds as though his charger unit isn't working basically. So he's either not got a battery on and it's not charged, or his charger unit isn't doing what it should be doing. There's a little separate charger switch, so it could be that. It could literally just be his charger is packed in. So, but definitely, if you've got 230 volt coming in, which it sounds like, if your microwave's working, TV's working, you've got 230 coming in, but the 12 volt side isn't working, so either your battery's no good or the charger's gone.
Anything else?
There was somebody had asked about internet in the caravan and motorhome, which was.
What's the best thing to buy for internet for my new motorhome?
John knew about this, didn't he? John had a little internet thing when he was away.
Yeah, so I have a Netgear Wi-Fi router. And essentially, what it is, it's like a router in your house, but you can insert a SIM card into it. There are a number on the market. MiFi, I think, that is another one. So yeah, there's a few out on the market. Netgear, and I think some of the people in the chat have put some on there. But yeah, essentially, the best thing to do is you get one of these little routers, a separate pay-as-you-go SIM card. Generally, you only need data, and then you can connect all your devices. So you can connect for us, it's the kids' phones, the tablets. You can stream Netflix from it. Other people have said, well, I just use my mobile phone. Now, that's all good if it's just yourself or one other to share the data and to share the signal. But a dedicated Wi-Fi router or an external Wi-Fi router, that internally they're built differently so that they run faster and can handle higher download speeds and have multiple devices connected to it.
Mark, quick question on the Whale Caravan heating. Heating is at back, so lots of heat in the washroom, but not so good at the front of the Bailey Rhine. Any tips to distribute the heater better?
The problem with it is the pipe for the front of the caravan goes underneath of the caravan, so by the time it goes outside underneath the caravan and gets to the front, it's cooled down. People in the past have put insulation around the pipework, so the ducting that runs underneath, you can put a little bit of insulation and that will help a little bit. The other option is just drop a little fan heater at the front. I know it sounds like it's defeating the object, but it might be easier than getting underneath and crawling about and putting insulation around the pipework underneath. So,
come on, let's give something away now. Let's give something away.
Just one more quick question. One more quick question. Oh, there. Oh, I just put another one up. Now, this one was for Lee earlier, but obviously is now not here. But Mark, Shane, Jason, would you be able to answer this one?
How difficult is it to replace an 85-litre fridge with a small corner freezer compartment to a new model? I don't know why you're even thinking about doing it, to be honest.
Unless it was that the fridge had packed in, but you've got, if you're taking the old fridge out, you've got gas pipes that you've got to cap off.
You've just got to do like for like, haven't you?
Yeah.
Are you allowed to live in a motorhome permanently? A friend of mine has told me no, but I thought you were allowed. Go on, Mark.
Well, yeah, look at a lot of YouTubers out there, they're living in the vans permanently, aren't they? The people touring around Europe living in it. So, yeah, as long as you can find somewhere to put it, it's like a caravan. Stick it on a site as long as you can find a site that will let you stop in it. They normally say you've got to have another address for a permanent residence, but there's ways around it, so people do it.
Right, come on, let's give something away.
Yeah. So tonight's prize is the Dometic gas level checker. So you use this just to check how much gas you've got in your gas bottle, how much gas is left in there.
They are
pushes the side. No, it's yeah. Sorry, I'm down under now. Oh no, I got it the wrong way around, didn't I?
What does it do? Sorry, Mark. What does it do?
So it takes the measurement of how much gas is left in your gas bottle. So without having to get the gas bottle out and shake it and have a guess. And my channel will be putting a little video up this week at some point about a few of these different gas level checkers. So look out for that. And yeah, it will literally just take a measurement of how much gas you've got left in. So there's no guesswork in it. You literally just pop it against the side of the van, and when you come down the van, it will tell you how much gas is left in there.
They are cheap, Mark.
No, they're pretty expensive, to be fair. Sponsored by the Caravan place, about 50 quid.
Fair play.
Cool.
So if you want to win a gas leveler thingy-majiggy at 50 quid, which is 50 quid, that's a fair giveaway, mate, out your own pocket. You deserve to ask the question. I don't know if I don't want to do this or not.
The whole thing of the jungle and the Welsh castle and Anton Deck, I'm a Celebrity starts tonight, doesn't it? So what better way than if you were going to decide what Bush took a trial that we should do. Get your comments in. The best comment wins. And you never know. There might be a little twist.
Let's just rewind this. Say this again. A second. What? Hang on. What Bush took a trial? What do you mean we? You should.
Yeah, we.
No, we.
No, I haven't signed up for anything like this.
It's no good. It's no good one of us just doing it, is it? We've all got to do something. I'm not saying that we're going to eat a camel's penis or anything like that. But put the comments out there. Let's have a look at them, and then we will come up with some way to do our own little Bush Tucker trial at next week's show or something like that.
So, which Bush Tucker trial would you like to see us do?
Yeah.
Who's picking this one?
I'm not saying that we're going to do it. I reckon Shane should pick this. Oh.
You think what?
Well, go on. Either of you. Whoever wants to pick the answer, go for it.
Shane, we need to team up on this. We'll pick the winner of this one. So, the question is, which Bush Tucker trial would you like to see John and Mark do?
No. No, these boys. It's these guys that you want to see do.
Right. Okay, we've seen a caravan that's good value. Our caravan's too expensive. Mark, take it away, mate.
So yeah, we're going for a bigger van now, and I'm not saying that it's not good value. It's do we need all of these extra mod cons? So roll VT and let's have a look.
So next up, we've got a twin axle, 26-foot Bessicar Cameo 625. Coming to have a look inside and see what it's like? We're inside of the Bessicar 625. As I say, it's a twin axle. We're 26 foot. We've got the fixed bed. We've got these lovely cabinets again. But is it all just going a little bit over the top? These are getting on for 40 grand brand new again, and it sort of defeats the object of an affordable family holiday. It was all meant originally for cheap family holidays, and have we all just gone a little bit too far? Do we need electric opening sunroofs, reverse camera, the big fridge freezer? We do get a lovely kitchen area to be found. We've got the little fold up workspaces. So we've got the nice big fridge freezer, and what a fridge freezer it is. So we've then got the fixed bed, and then leading through we've got the nice big washroom. So you can really see where the value of this is. It's a lot bigger than the first one that we looked at. You're getting a fixed bed, big fridge freezer, reversing camera, extract fan in the bathroom, remote automatic roof lights. But do we really need all this? We're supposed to be going away for fun, for holidays. Have we just gone too far?
Just before we carry on, can you start getting some of these comments up to Mark's question?
Yes,
there's
indeed.
quite a few here, mate.
Yeah, and some
That's
of them
a nice
are wrong.
one, that is, Mark.
Some of them are just very wrong.
That's a nice van, that is, Mark.
It's a cracking van, an absolute cracking van. But it does just beg the question of, do we need all of that? Do we need it all?
40k.
Do we really need all that? Well, that's obviously used, so that's about 21 grand. But
So what
some of
model
the
was that
new
last
ones
one?
now. Bessicar Cameo 625. So it's about 36, 37 grand that now, if you wanted a new one.
So how would that sit against the Coachman Lusso?
It's still probably better spec than the Coachman Lusso, but the Coachman Lusso's just got some new designs and new features, and it's a Coachman, and they're just trying to go into a new price bracket, and it's should be going for that.
You know, I mean, these are the photos. I mean, we were talking about this the other day of the new Coachman. Just drop those comments off, please, John, for a sec. Yeah, it does look similar with the lighting, doesn't it?
Yeah, very, very nice van, isn't it? That really nice van. Yeah,
that's a stunning caravan.
But 40, what are the 43 grand by the time you paid delivery, etc.
Now, look, I'm not going to be biased here, Mark. If that was 50 grand and it had got an engine, we'd be raving about it.
Yeah, yeah. But you sort of, that's just what you're used to with the motorhomes, isn't it? And that's the problem, is that they're starting to, you look at some of the Van Masters, and Van Masters have always been expensive. But Ariba now, they've come out with a European model that's 70,000 euros. That may come over to England. And it's sort of, hang on a minute, what on earth are we doing? Why are we going? Why do we need so much excess? Why do we need all these things? Surely it's supposed to be cheap holidays, and it's just gone a little bit too over the top.
Yeah, I think there's a bit of a crossover, really, isn't there? Now, you've obviously got people that were used to hotels and so on, and they're just crossing over to the new market. I don't know. There's options, isn't there? So how much are Van Masters? Because I forgot they were around.
Yeah, Van Masters are still, well, you can spec them to whatever you want, so you can end up paying whatever you can afford, basically. But they look like a dog's rear end. They look horrendous. It looks like an old 1990s thing that you just pulled out of a field. They're
I've got to admit,
horrendous.
I'm just having a very quick look on the Van Master website, and it looks like the Vans it looks like the Vans I used to buy back in 2008.
Yeah.
Mark, can I ask you a question now? Right, just a bit of serious one. You've been selling caravans and in caravans for a long time, right? Is 40k for a brand new caravan like, whoa?
I don't know. I don't know whether I can remember sort of mid 2000s brand new vans were like 12, 15 grand, and that was sort of 20 grand was top of the range. And I don't know whether it's just that you look back and you go, gosh, like how have we got from 20 grand to 40 grand in the matter of 15 years and plus?
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know. I don't. Whether it's just me looking back at that and going, like, it used to be affordable. It used to be a cheap family holiday. You look at finance payments now on £40,000. That's not affordable.
It's a different clientele, isn't it? Is the best way to put it. We're talking about the roll team. We're talking about the roll team Severo a few minutes ago. I mean, I can remember going to work with my dad when I was 7 years old, 8 years old, something like that, and the roller teams were 18 grand.
Yeah.
For a motorhome, which is like mid late 90s.
You look at it now, and it's, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's just me. I can't get out of that sort of older price thing in my head. I don't know what it is. But it's just, do we need all this excess? Is it? If it was
reaching
me,
out to a different market, Mark?
Yeah, possibly. Maybe I'm just, I don't know, just set in the old ways, and
I think if they're ever going to push the more expensive ones, I think now is the time to do it, because you've got a bigger audience all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Not really many options.
Yeah, it's a good shout, that is, Shane. Yeah. That's open a can of worms. Can of worms.
Cool.
I've noticed a lot of these comments are going to involve eating and drinking, aren't they? So the question tonight to win Mark's gas leveler is, Shane, which bush tucker trial would you like to see us all do next week? See them in, Mark.
Get your answers in. See you in a minute.
Why did you let him ask a question? Why don't we just stick to those two doing it?
It was your idea.
Only because he was giving it away. You've got your green screen. He's got his green screen. You've got all bush tuckery, haven't you? You got carried away. Now look at the comments coming up. We're gonna have to eat this, drink this, do this. Look at more manure.
A green sleeve like.
I feel sorry for John.
A green sleeves like wizard sleeves.
Do you know what I mean? Which bush tucker trial would you like us to see? Poor old John's going to get the brunt of all this.
I know he is.
Not fair. Right, let's finish off our beds, mate.
Okay.
We're halfway through the beds. Let's carry on how the beds progressed in motorhomes.
Yes.
So this week we're talking bed layouts, and we're going to go from oldest to newest because there has been a bit of an evolution with beds. So as we move through the years, then we get back into more into the fixed beds. So this is what they call a transverse bed. Positives is you've got a really nice big garage below. Negatives, you have to climb over each other to get to bed at night. Depends what you want, depends if you need that garage, but there is another layout which I really like, which I'll show you in a second, which I prefer. But yeah, this is the transverse bed. Next in the battle of the fixed beds, we've got the island bed. Bit like the French bed, but you can get it all the way around it. You can have this as a side island bed as well, but you don't get many of them. And as of 2020, you have got a few more drop-down island beds, which is completely different again. You get a bit of a garage. I don't know if you could quite see these drawers at the side and a bit of a step. It means you don't have to step over each other when you're getting into bed. So you can literally get up your side of the bed, just like at home, and you're in bed. And then there's one more which I do think is better, which I'll show you the next. And then last but not least, it is my favourite. I keep banging on about it because I think it's very versatile in what it does. So what have we got? We've got twin single beds above a garage. Nice bits of wardrobe underneath, and then we have got a really large garage which you can put bikes, scooters, the lot in. Now what I do like about this, you have got 2 steps up, and then you've got this middle piece here, which can be improved. And if you want it to be another double bed, which is a full length, you just put in your little bit of wood, put your filling cushion there, and then when you jump in bed, you don't have to be jumping over each other like you would in a transverse bed, but you've still got the benefit of the garage, and you've still got the access a bit like you do with the island bed. Me, the dog, and my missus. Happy days.
Okay, let's finish off the rest of the beds with mine, eh? Oh, just a quickie before you crack on. Carl Pierce, KTG Caravans and Campers. I'm like a kid in a sweet shop whenever I go to KTG Caravans and Campers. Do you know why? KTG Caravans and Campers, KTG Caravans and Campers, like a kid in a sweet shop. Do you know why?
Why?
He's a caravan and motorhome breaker. And there's just racks and racks and racks of different little things. You could save yourself a fortune. You know, like the little things like fridges or the gas hobs where they've all got manked up and the rails have all got all dirty and everything.
Yeah.
You can go and buy them from KTG. He helped me out the other week, actually. I got a Truma water heater that was playing up. I pulled it out. The element had all rusted up inside. I rang Carl up. I said, have you got me Truma heater? He went, yeah, no problems. I'll pull one out. Tested it for me. Picked it up. And he's a regular watcher as well. So I like to give a shout out to everybody in the trade. We're all a community, just like the people who go caravan and camping. But if you do need parts, I should be getting paid for this, shouldn't I? KTG Caravans and Campers. So let's move on.
Jason Reynolds.
Okay. He's looking a bit dodgy on that boaty thing, isn't he?
That boaty thing?
The boaty thing he's driving. Jet ski, that's it.
Oh.
Actually, don't go to KTG Caravans and Campers. It looks like he's eating too much money. Right, let's carry on the beds. Let's finish the beds off, mate.
So as we've progressed on for the ultimate luxury, and you will find these type of beds will be in the bigger vans, i.e. the longer vans. So here we've got the dinette, then moving on to the kitchen area, and then at the back we have our single beds, which is perfect. Right, and what we're finding now on more and more vans, especially with the low profile, is the drop down bed. So let's have a look at the drop down bed. Right, so we've got the drop down bed. This one is electric. As you can see, it drops down. You also do have the manual drop down beds as well. Well, so this one I'm showing you is the electric one, and there you've got a good sized bed.
Some beds there, isn't there?
Yeah, 12 to be exact. Which is I never realised there was that many. I knew there was a lot, but I never realised there was that many.
Fair few there. Can you see how they progress, though?
Definitely. What's your favourite out of the lot? What would you go for?
You can't beat the Heimer, can you?
Yeah, overcab. Drop down.
Yeah. It's such a big bed for an A-class as well, because with it being an A-class, you've got so much versatility as well, haven't you?
That's why I like using an A-class
Yeah, that's why I like that Carthago as an example, because you've got twin beds above the garage, which means you've got a nice big garage. You've got separate beds which you can both get up without climbing over each other, and then you got your friends who are in the drop down at the front, which is a comfy enough bed as well, without them suffering too much.
So, we've seen drop down beds. We've seen an expensive caravan. Is it worth it? We've seen dark sides. We've done quite a bit tonight.
Yeah, yes.
But the biggest question is, what would you like us to see us do? Which bush tucker trial would you like to see us do? So let's bring Mark on and let him pick his prize. Pick his winner, sorry.
Go on, I'll let you two fight it out of who you think that you should win. And be careful what you wish for.
I'll be honest, I've been looking at the comments.
That's all I'm going to say. Be careful what you pick.
Have we, John, can you bring John up? John, is there any comments that are going to win this gas?
No, because they're all wrong. You're trying to make us do horrible stuff like eat fermented eggs or a pig's willy. I think there was one also that said go teetotal for a week. Are you mad?
We missed a trick here, haven't we? We should have put, the question should have been, what bush tucker trials should Lee do?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Right, Mark, go on, pick a winner, mate.
Just have a quick look through them, sorry.
A handful of garden worms, 2 eggs, make an omelette.
I actually like the one with the wife's cooking, with the husband's cooking.
Yeah, I saw that one.
Whoever came up with that one.
Let me find it, yeah. You found it?
I've found it. Got it?
Have you found it?
I've found it, yeah. Yeah, Gail Dawn Shipley, my husband's cooking on a good day. Gets us out of a lot of trouble, that does.
It does, yeah.
Gail Dawn Shipley. Can you send us, can you just put the email up for Gail Dawn Shipley, mate?
Yes.
Yeah, can you email us your address and we'll send you out the gas leveler. Also, by next week, can you send out 5 meals for us, please, to try?
Yeah, 5 meals for us to try. Live next week.
Gail Dawn Shipley's won that. So next week, we're bush tucker trialing, aren't we?
We are. I'm just going to move the laptop out of the way. I've been using it as a...
We're doing this. The bush tucker trial.
It doesn't work on the screen.
I'm glad you two are doing it.
So next week, we're going to be doing some trials. And whoever loses the trials is going to be doing on one of these, the Bush Tucker Trial Challenge. So, because all you lot out there wanted to eat things, we've got rice, we've got beans, we've got mealworms, we've got hot chili peppers, we've got crickets, and we've got buffalo worms.
Right.
The odds aren't looking good for Lee.
They're not, are they?
No,
I
they're not.
41 at the minute.
I love how this is just like blended into the background.
So we're going to sort some challenges out. We're going to sort some tests out, and we're going to try the Bush Tucker Challenge.
The Bush Trucker Challenge.
Whatever it is. It's been a good night tonight, hasn't it?
Is Dirty Trucker doing that one?
Or Leah Laurie?
The Bush Trucker.
All right, thanks everybody for watching. Really appreciate it. We'll see you all next week, and we'll see what John, Lee, and Mark are going to be eating. See you next week.
And Jason.
Yeah.
Bye.
But not me.